Good evening, race fans, and thank you for tuning into DRL TV. My name is Getty Buckner, and it will be my pleasure to bring you coverage of the DRL Winter Oval Series. Here, on a hot afternoon, these drivers take on Michigan International Speedway. Located in Brooklyn, Michigan, this 2-mile oval has been hosting auto racing since its construction in 1968. But it wasn't until its 2012 repaving that it became one of NASCAR's most death-defying tracks due to the incredible speed that those drivers carry heading off into the turns. Happy 2019, everyone. With me tonight is David Wellborn. Tonight, with the stock cars that we are racing, we will be seeing speeds of about 196 miles an hour heading off into the turns. If you accompany that with the modest amount of banking, tire wear is definitely going to play an enormous factor, David. Now, when you think about tire management, what drivers do you think of?
Well, with the field that we have here tonight, I look at Ryan Hesgard, maybe Wade Hustad, Nathan Jurgensen, especially Nathan Jurgensen. He's been doing a lot here lately, and I think he's due for a win, and he may just get it here tonight. But, you know, my pick here tonight is definitely going to be Wade Hustad.
Yeah, as you can tell by the leaderboard up there, we do have Caden Honeycutt, who's been able to put down a fast hot lap time, but of course Wade Hustad never too far off. And, you know, talking about, obviously here at Michigan, it kind of promotes that longer green flag runs, so we certainly expect more than just the hot lap style racing that you would see, and that's where Wade Hustad does shine. You know, Ryan Hesgard, you know, so close to winning a championship, you know, basically almost a championship driver here in DRL all last year in the B car, which is very similar to this type of the K&N car that we're running. You know, he was able to show what he can do on a long green flag run, especially in the playoffs, where he just absolutely dominated up until the very end there at Homestead. And then also Wade Hustad, I guess, basically say the same thing. He and Anthony Burroughs, you know, trading it off there once the playoffs started. And in the playoffs, we had less drivers, David, so there was a lot more green flag racing. So that's kind of, you know, if that is what we do get, I do believe those drivers will come to the top there. Now, looking at the point standings, there's 5 points that separate our number one car of Steve Turner to Nicholas Lovell, our fifth place guy. There's 5 points separating the second place and fifth place drivers. So things are getting pretty tight up top. So not only is it important that you do well here on the long run, it's just important that you finish, because Las Vegas last week, David, we saw a lot of casualties because of the close racing that we had. So you know, it tightened up everything in the points. And now Steve Turner, who I'm not sure if he's here tonight, he might actually end up, you know, we might actually end up leaving Michigan with the new points leader.
Well, just to correct you really quick, that's Nicholas Lovell. And yeah, and I do not believe that Turner is in this server here tonight. So pretty much we're going to have a new points leader here one way or the other. I don't remember seeing Matthew Kleinschmidt. I know John Theodore is in the server for sure. So it's going to come down between Hesgard and Theodore, most likely, when it comes to the points leading here tonight.
Yeah, and just behind that tight group of drivers there in the top five, you know, there's people like Chris James, Carl Dotson, Nathan Jurgensen, who we just talked about, Chris Pope. There's any number of these drivers could really, you know, jump up the standings tonight. So that's really exciting. Absolutely, very exciting when you think of it in that way. Now tonight, again, this will be 75 laps here at Michigan. We have a 77 degree ambient temperature, but the track was at 111 just a little while ago when practice started, so it's going to be pretty slick out here tonight, David.
The current track temperature is only 103 degrees, and I expect to see that to drop just a little bit as we get ready to go into this race schedule here. But the big key tonight is not going to be as much as tire management as you would think, as it is going to be who's working with you, who can you work with. This track is almost a Dega-style qualifying, and the draft is so particular here tonight. You've got to work with somebody. If you get stuck out there all on your own, and say you get 2-second lead, well, then you get second and third place start working. That 2-second lead is going to drop really quick if they're working really well together. And there's another big play that comes in is the aero push. These cars will experience some aero push coming off if you're right there on the back end of somebody. So you're going to have your hands full driving this track here tonight.
Yeah, and one thing that we saw last week at Las Vegas, as these drivers are qualifying just now, there's about 2.5 minutes of qualifying left. Currently, Adam de Blasio does have the fastest time. One thing to think about is Turn 2 is going to be a very questionable place in this race. There's a lot of room coming off of 3 and 4. There's not as much room coming off of 2, especially depending on what type of driving style you have. If you are the type of driver that uses a later apex, Turn 2 won't be so bad. But once we get some tire wear, David, it's going to be very, very easy to come up and hit that wall, even smooch it, just lightly brush up against it, and even something like that can knock tenths, if not more, off your lap time. I mean, we're talking about 6 to 7 seconds of optional damage, and if you're familiar with iRacing, you know that that's really not that much. Even that much here can take you from a winning vehicle to maybe getting a top 10. I mean, because these cars, we've learned one thing last week. If you hit the wall and you get any amount of fender damage, anything at all, your night is your night as a competitive car is over.
Well, also with these cars, if you just do that, just brush up against the wall, it has a tendency to suck you into the wall, and you're going to lose a lot more than 6 or 7 seconds because it's hard to get back off the wall once that happens.
Yeah, there is that too. I'm just talking strictly from a damage standpoint, not even the amount of track time that you'll lose hitting the wall here, because it's such a momentum-based track and it's such a momentum-based car. Yeah, you'll lose. Like I said, if you're in the first place, you'll be outside the top 10 in the snap of your fingers. And then as far as overall speed goes, you'll never see the front of the pack again. That's for sure. And that's, that some of the fastest cars may not see the front of the pack tonight, David, because depending on how you qualify here, that's going to be 100%. I mean, we do have 75 laps here. If you don't qualify well, you can kind of work through the pack. But it is very, very difficult to do so. It's very, very hard to pass here. If you can force someone down inside and get that right on the high side in these cars, I mean, it's going to be very, very hard to get through. So if you brush the wall and you lose some spots, you may never get those back, even if you do have a good car.
Well, the big upset here tonight for me is Hustad. He's qualified back in the 8th position.
Yeah, and Hustad also had a bad qualifying last week, and it ended up costing him his race as he got involved with, I believe, the 38 car of Matthew Pont, who's not with us tonight. But yeah, he ended up getting spun trying to pass traffic, and yeah, that's obviously not what you would expect from Wade. But here, there's a little bit more room, but not that much more.
Well, we've seen him in Fresno start in the back and just come right back through the field. So probably not that big of a deal for Mr. Hustad here tonight, but we got Caden Honeycutt, Spencer Tart. These drivers, they know how to get around this track here tonight, and it's going to be some stiff competition for him to come up through the pack. I mean, we can go 3 wide here easy. I mean, anybody can go 3. We might even see 4 and 5 wide coming down through the tri-oval. But you better get that thing figured out before you head off down into turn 1. 2 and 3 wide will work, but when you get to that center apex in 1, you need to be 2 wide because you just don't have the room coming off if you're that bottom car.
No, that's very, very, very true. I'm trying to find. We do have Adam de Blasio here. He is our pole sitter for this race. Let's go ahead and pull in Adam de Blasio here and see what he's got. What he's got planned for our race here. Hey, Adam, you got a copy, sir?
I do.
Adam, this is the broadcast booth up here for DRL TV. Congratulations on your pole. What kind of racing do you expect tonight here in these K&N cars at this Michigan layout?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I've never done the K&N car at a large track like this that I can remember in recent years, and I just recently did a league race in the Cup car here, so I'm familiar with the actual new Michigan track, but other than that, there's a lot of unknowns.
Right. Well, again, congratulations on your pole. Obviously, you've found, how to hot lap here. What sort of things on a longer run are you going to be trying to accomplish here to stay out here in front?
It looks like you gotta really save your right front tire, and I expect the first run, I may not do well with that because I was hot lapping too much in practice. I was bored. So, I don't know. Hopefully it works out, and hopefully I'm still in the front when the
No-
checkered flag falls on lap 55
Yeah,
or
well,
75.
last week I know you had some unfortunate luck running up there at Las Vegas, but you had a fast car. You obviously have a fast car tonight, so very, good luck to you, Adam. And just while I have you in here, I want to double check. It is De Blasio, correct?
Correct, de Blasio.
All right, awesome. Well, you have a great race, and hopefully we talk to you there at the end.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, David, Adam de Blasio, again, we as we just mentioned, he did have a great race last week at Las Vegas until he got caught up into a situation with Matthew Kleinschmidt battling, I believe it was Jonathan Schwartz for the lead. So he comes out here and puts a pull speed down. Not very surprising here, considering he had great speed at Las Vegas, but he's kind of one of those. He's a newer driver to DRL, so he's going to be one of those sneaky picks now.
Well, I done made my prediction for tonight, but yeah, you're gonna have to watch out for him as well. But you got Spencer Tart sitting right there behind him, and that man wants another win, or at least a win here tonight. And he knows how to get around this track. He definitely knows how to get around this track.
Yep, and Caden Honeycutt just to his outside here as we are just about set to go green. Pace car is turning off of 3 and 4, and it is ducking down pit road here, so tighten those belts up, David. We are going to be going for some 200-mile-an-hour racing here at Michigan.
You got a nice start.
And he does get a great start heading into turn 1 here. Trying to look at the traffic behind him. It seems like everyone's fairly behaved here as Caden Honeycutt tries to take a look on the inside already. Blasio kind of pinches him down here just a little bit.
Well, that's another thing we're going to have to look out for as well is you try to cut that apron and get on the bottom of that track. That driver that's above that white line does not have to let you back up. And I've seen that happen a couple of times during practice where some drivers got pinched down for a late apex.
Well, they are 3 wide just behind him, but here for the lead, it does look like de Blasio will lead lap 1. Caden Honeycutt closely following, but just behind him, we did see Ryan Hesgaard battling it out with the 00 Gabriel Wood. They were 3 wide, and here comes Wade Hustad on the outside, trying to see if he can get some of those positions pretty quick while his tires are fresh. Same with Chris Pope and Carl Dotson just behind him.
Well, this is about the time where you need to make up as many laps, many positions as you can in the first 5 or 6 laps. That way you can take it easy on that right front tire and maybe get some drafting going on with somebody you can work with.
Now, we are currently on board with Spencer Tart, who is definitely a huge fan of watching these two battles, watching these two drivers battle in front of him. And it looks like he's going to try to take advantage and get to the inside of Adam here. Don't think he'll be able to do it. It does look like he'll be going to just about single file here for the top 3. But just behind him, though, not so much, David, as Gabriel Wood, Ryan Hesgaard, Wade Hustad, and Chris Pope. Oh, he will go 3 wide here into 3 and 4.
And that's a nice shot right there. Oh, they're so tight.
That was so close racing. And
they're still 3 wide.
And not to be forgotten, Wade Hustad ahead of these guys. He has now passed all these drivers and moved into 4th spot here, or he's trying to get past P.J. O'Leary here, heading into turn 1 and 2. Caden Honeycutt has come out to about almost a 0.2 of a second lead here with Spencer Tart all over him, but P.J. O'Leary not ready to give up that 3rd or that 4th spot just yet.
Now, PJ, he's not going to give up. He wants to stay up front. But the more these drivers battle like this, the better chance that these top 3 drivers have to pulling away. And if these top 3 drivers, again, work with each other, they'll just continue to pull away from these people that are racing in the back here.
Yeah, Adam de Blasio, as you're saying that, he is all over Caden Honeycutt, but he's not doing it in a way that is harmful. It's almost like he was, like you said, kind of pushing him down that straightaway, maybe trying to get some separation here, because Adam de Blasio hasn't been in this league very long, but he knows one thing: Wade Hustad, Ryan Hesgaard, those guys that are chasing them, you want to get away from them if possible, because they are fast. And it does look like de Blasio is going to try to get Honeycutt here on exit, and Spencer Tart might want to come with him here.
Well, he definitely pushed him up the track, that's for sure.
While those leaders are battling, we're going to drop back here to Carl Dotson, Nathan Jurgensen, this other group here. PJ O'Leary kind of starting to fall back just a little bit here. He qualified 4th. He is in the 7th position. But to be fair, he got past drivers, or he got passed by drivers such as Wade Ryan and Gabriel Wood. So, can't really be too mad about that. But looking back here, Nathan Jurgensen trying to get past Dotson here for the 9th position. And behind them... Oh, pardon me, David?
I think both of these drivers race in real life, Carl Dotson and Nathan Jurgensen.
Carl Dotson does do, he is, believe he is racing in real life. Now, looking back here at John Theodore, I see that he kind of started not that great, and so far has actually fallen back a couple spots here. So it's going to take him a little bit here to kind of get used to what's going on here at Michigan. This is unusual because, David, the K&N cars don't really come to Michigan all that often in official iRacing races. So for some drivers, this might be their first time with driving this combination of track and car.
Well, I like this Kool-Aid car by John Mullins. That thing is sharp.
Looking up here up front, the battle for these top 3. Spencer trying on the outside now of de Blasio. Ooh, they are getting really close. But look who's lurking behind him there, Wade Hustad. As he was one of the drivers that we talked about. If we get a longer green flag run, which lap 8 of 75, we could consider a longer run for sure. I do see a car here, Austin Nielsen. It looks like he has made contact with the outside wall. Heavy contact here. We'll try to watch a replay of that and seeing what David talked about earlier. You don't just hit the wall, you drive into it and up it.
Yeah. Learned that the hard way.
But anyway, back up here up front here, we see Wade Hustad is getting by Spencer Tart. They're trying to. Spencer maybe try to cross over here. It will not work, but Wade Hustad, he is on a mission.
Yeah, he is on a Michigan track, that's for sure.
He's looking ahead here to Adam and Caden, who have been battling. I mean, there's really been no separation here, which I'm surprised. I thought we'd get more. But it seems like there's little groups of drivers just about everywhere here.
Well, I noticed that in practice. I mean, the practice times are so close with these gentlemen in these cars. You're not something special. Everybody's using a fixed setup, but it's all going to come down to tire management, who you can work with, and the green flag pit stop, which I believe will have here tonight. I don't foresee too many cautions here with these gentlemen. As big as this track is, we really shouldn't have that many cautions here tonight.
We're looking here at this very, very tight battle here from 13th on back. This is incredible racing here, guys. Wow, they are putting on a show. 2x2x2. Oh, the 07 gets spun.
And just as I said, we are not going to have too many cautions. Chris Stouffer ends up taking one for the team.
We will ride on board here with Stouffer. That kind of just looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there, if anything, to be quite honest. He kind of came up as, I believe that was the 0-1 came down. And you never want to see that type of, you never really want to see that type of incident here, but luckily this is iRacing. Obviously those drivers are safe. But man, that is a hit, and Chris Stouffer's car is done for the evening, I do believe. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I would kind of put that on the 0-1 is he did come down and just barely hook him.
Okay, 10-4. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this opportunity to go on a commercial break as these drivers do gather themselves up. collect 4 tires and some gas. DRL TV will return here in just a few moments.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
Saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside, and Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
There's contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back here to the Michigan 75 here, part of the DRL Winter Oval Series. This is our A split. Tomorrow will be our B split race, and that will be presented by, I believe David Wellborn will be back tomorrow evening for that race. Here this evening, though, I'd just like to remind everybody, we offer, the Dynasty Racing League offers a variety of racing. We have short track racing Sunday nights, road racing Monday nights, and oval racing Tuesday and Wednesday nights until February starts, when we kick off our normal series. So if you do like what you see here, or if there's a driver here that you follow, please hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, like the video, do what you need to do. That way you can find your way back to us the next time we go live, which will be this time tomorrow night. We appreciate all the support that we get from all of our drivers, from all of the drivers' fans, friends, and family. So here we do. Here we got one to go here. Wade Hustad ends up winning the battle off pit road. David. So we got him, Caden Honeycutt, Adam de Blasio, fell all the way back to 12th, so he's going to have some work to do.
Now, don't count out Hesgard. He's sitting right there in behind Wade, so I see him and Carl Dotson working together with Wade, and most likely going to pull away from this field.
Now, with half a lap to go here until we get to Green, which here at Michigan is a few minutes. No, I'm just kidding. You know, is there anything about this race that has surprised you so far, David?
Just the fact that we've already had one yellow. I really wasn't expecting that. But again, you know, they've only got 15 laps in. They're going to still have to stop. There's no way they can make it on that stop. So everybody's going to have to come back down no matter what. So luckily, we might be able to get that green flag run in.
Awesome. Well, we are just about ready to drop the green flag here, and we are going to rev it up here as the pace car pulls off. Ladies and gentlemen, turn up your volume, and we're going to listen to some K&N car Chevy magic here as we get the green flag. Absolutely great racing here off the start. Chris Pope up to third, Hesgard back to fourth, de Blasio already up to ninth, and Wade Hustad just barely hanging on to a lead from Caden Honeycutt. Incredible. And then for the first time in the top five, we have Nathan Jurgensen tonight. But behind these guys, it is absolute side-by-side great racing, as we kind of we've seen here for the second time. The leaders kind of get off single file, and behind them is just anything goes, really.
I just noticed the Balasio's got sucked into that wall. Doesn't appear that he got any damage out of it, but he's going to have to be really careful.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't. Hopefully he didn't, because I guarantee that if there's any amount of damage there, it's going to hinder his ability to get back up to the front, as they are 3 wide behind him. PJ O'Leary diving deep down inside, and he will burp the throttle, of course, and let that play out a different way than 3 wide, which here at Michigan you have the space for, David, but it's still never an amazing idea. But they do get stacked up behind him, though. He and Carl Dotson side by side heading into turns 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, and them cars right behind them, they're all stacked up really tight together. Accident looking for a place to happen.
Yeah, you said that, that's for sure. And we're looking here. And the 54 of Michael Seal, who was a surprise, you know, he was I think he's a newer addition, and he was very fast in practice. He has yet to make his way kind of up front, but he is really putting the pressure on PJ here. And behind him, 3 wide there, I believe that's Jonathan Schwartz. And John Theodore has kind of found his way back to where you would expect him here, closer to the top 10. Thomas Hartman there.
You had Nicholas Love on that Yokita Taco Bell car. Man, he's really trying to make something happen.
Still 3 wide behind him. Thomas Harmon trying to get past Jonathan Schwartz. And this is incredible racing up front. Wade Hustad is holding on to the lead by Caden Honeycutt, Chris Pope, and Ryan Hesgard. The top 5 remains the same here, but we are focused on this battle.
Lovell is just shoving the 58 of Harmon down the track. Got to be careful doing that. This ain't Dega. Harmon doing everything he can to try to make something happen to get past Carl Dodson. He's all over the back of the 44 of Eric Johnson.
And Jonathan Schwartz also looking for some space there. This is great racing back here. Enough patience, but everyone being very, very aggressive. As we go up here up front, just to update everyone, we do have Wade Hustad, Caden Honeycutt, Chris Pope just behind him as they're coming up on a lap car of Brian Kaufman, I believe. He stayed out during the cycle of yellow flag there and got a lap led, but it doesn't seem to have paid off here as he is now going a lap down here to Wade Hustad.
And I don't know why he didn't make it back to the tail end of the lead lap before this thing went green. That's the only way I can surmise that he's already going a lap down after, you know, what, 14 laps total?
Yes.
10 laps on this 10th. So, I mean, he went a lap down in 10 laps. Something's not right.
Looking here
at his car looks good.
Yeah, looking here at PJ O'Leary in the 8 car, kind of following Spencer Tart. He's kind of the last car of that lead group here before you get back to Michael Seal, Bill Edwards, and John Theodore.
And they're still working back here with Carl Dotson and Mr. Nielsen Harmon. And Schwartz is involved back here. Oh, that was really tight right there.
Yeah, looking at this battle, there are some battles up front, but again, this battle back here involves several championship drivers. So we're going to keep our eyes back here for just a little while longer. This is incredible 2x2 back there. Schwartz.
Nobody wanting to let up.
Yeah, and someone might have to tell these drivers we still have 50 laps to go as he goes 3 wide off of 3 and 4 here on down the back straightaway. 4 wide.
Well, Schwartz is digging. I mean, that's all he can do is keep digging. And it looks like he's actually going to clear these gentlemen, so...
Yeah, things do, and it's funny because after that one move, it seems like everybody just kind of dissipated. It goes from being 4 wide to single file in a matter of half a lap here as we move our attention back up front here to Wade Hustad.
Honeycutt's not letting him get away. We still got Jurgensen back here trying to put a move on the inside of Christopher Pope. Didn't quite work out for him. Wow, he is all over the back end of Christopher Pope.
Yep, Jurgensen, Chris Pope, who's been in 3rd. He was battling with Ryan Hesgaard just a little bit ago. Looking here, talking about Chris Pope. But no, I believe that is Ryan Hesgaard. Just behind him now.
Hesgaard's dropping back to 7th.
Oh, I see. Ryan Hesgaard has a new paint, and that's not what I'm used to seeing here. Looking here as he's battling Adam de Blasio, who, again, restarted back in 12th on this.
Oh,
ooh, Pope into the wall.
Hard hit from Mr. Pope. Major damage to that right side of that car. Even got some left side damage in the rear. I think he got tagged.
Well, the show does go on. These drivers are starting to get a little spread out here now. A little bit more so than we saw in our first stint. As DRL TV is going to take a 60-second break here, and we will bring you the rest of this race. Looking here at Chris Pope and that damage right before commercial here, that is going to hurt. That's going to hurt big time. But
Excuse me, but the 36 got into him in the back end of him, got some front end damage on the 36 car, and that is Brian Kaufman.
That's okay. That's why. Yeah. Okay. That car that was a lap down.
Yep.
Very unfortunate break for Chris Pope here as he's going to continue to drop. That is a significant amount of damage. And again, guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in here to DRL TV. We will be back in just 60 seconds here. Thank you very much. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much. Just a slight little technical issue there. And we are back, and it looks like Chris Pope still continues to drop as PJ O'Leary passes him after that contact that he had with Brian Kaufman. Now, one of the things, David, you have to think about is a lot of these drivers, this is their first time really being around. You know, we got a lot of new faces here, so this is the first time some of these drivers have really raced around one another. So picking up on tendencies and something on the fly it's not always the easiest thing. So, you know, that could have been an issue there with him not knowing, the tendencies of Chris Pope as much as maybe someone like Bill Edwards or Spencer Tart would, who has raced with Chris Pope all last season. So we're looking at the battle for the lead here. Wade Hustad has pulled out a little bit of a gap over Caden Honeycutt. Nathan Jurgensen, Gabriel Wood, and Adam de Blasio do round out our top 5. As we will start making our way through the field here. We'll start with PJ O'Leary, still in 7th spot. Go back here to Michael Seal and Chris Pope, who we have just mentioned, and he's starting to drop. Spencer Tart, after having an impressive run on that first stint, he has also kind of fallen back here a little bit. And behind him, Bill Edwards in that beautiful car for Fatal Concepts paint. Behind him, John Theodore, who is a huge presence in our Dynasty Racing League here. He's brought in several high-caliber drivers and also has a stream of his own that brings in many, many views. Again, he's back up to 12th after having, he was almost as low as 20th on that first stint. Behind him, we have Eric Johnson, he took a little bit of a DRL break, David, but this is his first race back in as long as I can remember. Jonathan Schwartz and Thomas Harmon are battling, which isn't anything new, as they've been doing that for just about the last 20 laps here.
I don't know how Kaufman is doing it, but he has just slid up into the wall again, and he still didn't take significant damage, but he is really struggling here tonight.
Yeah, something happened on that pit stop there. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he had damage before and he knew that he had to maximize points. Not exactly sure there.
Well, he's definitely struggling. He started 24th. He's not doing too bad. He's up to 14th, but that's only because we have, 4 drivers out of the race right now?
Yeah, something like that. Now,
and he is.
Oh,
no,
sorry,
he's in 24th.
Yeah, he's in 24th.
Okay.
Now looking here, a new
Honeycutt. Okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
Sorry. Looking here at Brandon Hartwell, he's a new face here. He started 26th. A fairly competitive iRating here. He is currently 16th. Behind him is Nicholas Lovell, started 23rd up to 17th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, I believe this is his first race of the Oval Series, and he is kind of just about stayed where he qualified here. Behind them is just a crazy group of people here. Austin Nielsen, who had some damage early on, and he's still kind of hanging out back there with the likes of John Mullins, Richard Lucky, and we do have a caution.
Oh, wow. The 36 just tagged, but I don't think that's what caused the caution. I think he had no place to go. Is Pope involved in that?
I'm trying to... that is Chris Pope. That is Chris Pope. We're going to look at a replay here real quick of what happened there. Chris Pope was involved. He got caught by Thomas Harmon, John Theodore, and he kind of... Oh, Jonathan Schwartz is involved in that.
Yep. It looked like... I don't want to say, but it looked like kind of Harmon got into the back end of him.
Well, we're going to watch this again here coming down the front stretch. We're going to slow it down here just a little bit here. And it looks like Pope kind of cuts down, and it almost looks like he kind of cuts the nose of Theodore as he was turning into his, we'll take one more look at that.
I think Theodore is going to be the one that tags him and turns him.
Now we're gonna watch from just a couple laps back here. We are watching Chris Pope, and he did have that damage. He's battling Bill Edwards here. We can see behind him Thomas Harmon, John Theodore. They're side by side with also with Eric Johnson as well. Now they're going to turn this corner here, and this is where kind of everything is going to start to collect, I believe.
You'll see Theodore.
Jonathan Schwartz gets that huge run. And we're looking again, and it just kind of... actually, there's a little bit of net code there, too. But that's very, very, very unfortunate for Chris Pope, as he is now having to deal with a substantial amount of damage. And actually, if we can, we'll bring in Chris Pope if he is still with us here.
All right. See.
And Chris Pope, do you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, this is DRL TV up here. You were with us in the booth. We saw that you got a little bit of contact there early on, and obviously once you had that happen, an enormous amount of damage, it's going to slow you down a lot.
Yeah, the arrow really got me there. I had no straightaway speed, so I was hoping for a caution. I just didn't think I was hoping it wouldn't be me.
Now, heading into that last, going into 1 and 2 there, obviously there was a very big cluster of cars there. Kind of what happened in your eyes there?
Well, it started in 3, coming down the backstretch, and I got a nice little bump from, I don't know the number, John Theodore, and then coming up through 3 and 4, I was like, cool, that helped out actually a little bit. And then coming through 1 and 2, I don't know, I guess him and the guy beside him were racing really hard, and I kind of disappeared, and I got moved around like I wasn't there. It's all good. It happens. It's nothing I've never done before, but it's kind of crappy that the night's going in that way.
Yeah, no, I mean, you were up front third for most of that second part. With the exception of those last incidents, what was the car doing on that first long run? Like, what is there any insight that you could give us losers up here in the broadcast booth?
Definitely learned a lot from Caden, and it was Caden, and who else was up there? You guys know better than I do.
Wade Hustad, Adam DeBlasio.
Oh, Wade and Caden. So my main thing was just watching them, but as the laps went down, I mean, it's pretty normal. It just got a little tighter and tighter, and you had to adjust just a finite amount of bit to make sure you don't come up into the corner, and it's just letting it roll a little bit more. And I did not, my guessing game was off just a little bit, and I kind of felt it during the run, and I think I was up against the lap car at that point. I didn't want to get caught in a side-by-side with him, so I gambled, and I was wrong, so I got in the wall a little bit, and once I saw that front end come up a bit, I was like, well, that's all she wrote. I just got to wait until a caution come out and hold it down as long as I could, but turns out I was the caution, so I think we got about 2.5 more minutes left to go in this repair, but I don't think the car is going to be worthwhile coming out. I mean, I might try it out, but we'll see.
Well,
it just gets a little tight on exit. That's it. Otherwise, it feels the same. It's a good car to drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate to see it go out like that, especially with how competitive you were before. But I know next week we go to Dover, which is a track that, if I remember correctly, you particularly enjoy, especially in this car here. So hopefully you can keep it clean there next week. But for now, Chris, get your damage fixed, and hopefully we see you back out on the track, my man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, guys.
Now that was Chris Pope. He was a championship contender in the B series, so he knows how to get around these places. But again, one little miscalculation there, David. That's all it took.
It just takes 0.2 seconds to go from hero to zero. He found that out the hard way, and at no fault of his own. I mean, he's just running his own race and gets hooked. So, I mean, you can't do anything about it if it's not your fault. I mean, if you're just sitting there holding your line and somebody hooks you, I mean, it's not like you have much of a recourse there.
Yeah, and we pulled up the point standings there, that point standings graphic there for just a second. as we are just getting ready to go green here, and Chris Pope in 10th. He will not be able to gain the positions that I know that he wanted to. So again, on to next week for him. But for right now, we are set to go green here with Wade Hustad leading. Gabriel Wood, Nathan Jurgensen, Michael Seal, and Caden Honeycutt will restart 5th. And Wade gets a great jump there. I mean, that's a
they're
very
already
big
3
jump.
wide. The 24 of Adam de Blasio takes it 3 wide. They all back out of it.
Yeah, Gabriel Wood did not get the restart that he wanted, that's for sure. He restarts 2nd. He's already back to fighting it for 5th here as Nathan Jurgensen, Caden Honeycutt fighting it out for 2nd. And Wade Hustad does pour out to almost a half a second lead there just on that warm-up lap here. And looking at this this crazy battle behind him, we're going to go on board with Gabriel Wood here and see what it looks like to be back here in the pack. Fighting side by side right now with Michael Seal. He's a driver I mentioned that did have some speed. He just needs some track position. He is now up to 6th. And Spencer Tart. That's a good.
He's working with Spencer there.
That's a good rebound for Spencer Tart. He was back in 10th, and now he's already up to 5th. You're gonna make a 3 wide here. Oh!
Wow.
De Blasio with the block.
Man, he was way up against the 31 of Jurgensen. And it just comes right down across the nose of Spencer Tart. How they didn't wreck there, I don't know.
That was absolutely great racing. Spencer dives it into 1 and 2 here. Jurgensen kind of stuck on the outside, which is the preferred line after a few laps. But when these tires are still fresh, the inside line is definitely where you make your money here. Spencer Tart trying to maintain that position there on the inside. Maybe even get to De Blasio. Oh, he spins De Blasio. And Jurgensen's involved.
Yeah, he nails back into Spencer. I don't think Jurgensen took too much damage, but Spencer sure did.
We're watching slow motion as these guys kind of head down the backstretch here. You can kind of see them jockeying for position. Our replay camera doesn't really like slow motion all that much.
Jurgensen did a really good job. I mean, even though he got in the back end of Spencer, he's not showing any damage now. I don't know if he actually took any or not, but his car is definitely not showing any damage.
Yeah, we're going to try that again, not in slow motion. Slow motion camera, again, not a huge fan of what was going on there.
And just as I said that, his car does look like he's got some left front fender damage.
Yeah. Now with Spencer, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. It looks like he just dove it in too far. Tried to get to Adam de Blasio. Didn't really seem to let up much. As we're actually gonna ride on board with Spencer Tart here. See what was going on there in his cockpit. Again, riding on board with Spencer Tart, heading into 3 and 4. He just kind of drove right through him, to be quite honest there, David. I mean, for lack of better words. And
you said it, I didn't.
That's what, I mean, just kind of what it seemed like. There was no throttle burp. There was kind of a... I mean, I don't know. There's just an unfortunate incident, I guess we'll just call that for now. I just call it how I see it here. Looking here, Chris James is now the leader. He did not pit on this time, which isn't an awful... It's not an awful strategy. It looks like Chris James does have a little bit of damage there, so maybe it was a good opportunity to pick up some extra points.
Well, it's not a bad call. He's only got 7 laps on his tires.
Right.
And I do believe at this point they can make it. It's going to be really close with 30 laps to go. So 37, yeah, he can probably make it. But I know everybody that has just pitted can definitely make it the rest of the way. So.
Yeah. And in addition to that, we have Eric Johnson, Bill Edwards, who decided to take 2 tires. So that will be Wade Hustad restarting in the 5th position. Will be our first car with 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel here. This is DRL TV. We're going to take a little break, step away here, and when we come back, hopefully we're able to bring you the rest of this in green flag conditions here. We had a couple of their cautions there, but still not too bad, especially considering Las Vegas had a little bit more cautions than this. So DRL TV will be right back. Again, we appreciate all your support, and we will return.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Clapton is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside, and Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the upset the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And welcome back, everybody. Just a reminder, this is the Michigan 75. Tomorrow, we will be doing the Michigan 75 again with a whole other group of drivers here. And then next week here, the A split and B split do try to survive the monster mile here of Dover, Delaware. A crazy 1 mile concrete track. But for now, we've got Chris James, Carl Dotson, who decide to stay out. They will be on no tires. Behind them, Eric Johnson, Bill Edwards will be on 2 tires, and then Wade Hustad, Gabriel Wood will be the first row of guys that got 4 tires here. So we'll see how this restart plays out. As we were just about ready to go green here, the Michigan 75, Chris James giving the pace car plenty of room here. I anticipate an early jump, and he is gone.
That's not a bad call either. Just make sure you get clear, don't get past the pace car. But Carl Dotson's just pulling right past Chris James.
I think Chris James might have missed a shift.
Oh, look at Wade.
Chris James might have missed a shift there or something, because Carl got way in front, and Wade is already hunting down Carl Dotson. Carl Dotson may not even have the opportunity to lead a lap here, as Wade Hustad has a huge run on him heading into turn 3 and 4 here. On board with Wade here as he tries to take this opportunity to get past Carl. Is Carl going to lead this lap?
Going to close the door on Wade up top. It's going to be close.
Carl gets his lap led. And behind,
not by much either.
So that'll be Wade battling it out with Carl here. Behind them, two wide racing almost all the way back.
This little 5-car pack right back here with Eric Johnson and Chris James, Thomas Harmon, and Bill Edwards. They're really doing some close racing right here. Eric Johnson trying to play the draft on both ends of the field there.
Yeah, we were
running the top and the bottom.
We were on board with Gabriel Wood, who was in this very tight cluster. But, he's had a great showing tonight. He's been kind of near the front almost this whole race. Just behind him, Caden Honeycutt trying to make up some time here. And Bill Edwards and Eric Johnson, who took 2 tires, Chris James, who took no tires, trying to hold their own on these 4-tire guys here at Michigan. And Chris James does tuck up just in front of Bill Edwards, still maintaining that 5th position.
Wade didn't do too bad with that 2-tire call, as he already got out and got almost a half a second lead over Dodson.
And this
Get back here to Honeycutt and Edwards. Man, they're really battling out, and now they're going to take Chris James 3 wide. And nobody's backing out.
Yeah, they're 3 wide. Honeycutt is able to clear them. Chris James, Bill Edwards still 2 by 2. Gabriel Wood, oh, I almost thought he was going to take it.
24 just got hooked. That's de Blasio.
Take a look at this replay. Adam de Blasio coming out of turns 1 and 2. It looks like the 54 kind of just comes down into him. There, we'll get that from a better view here.
He does a real good job at holding the brakes and getting her straightened out. Nobody else is involved, but wow.
Yeah, it looks like the 54 kind of just overcorrected. You know, he was having maybe a problem of his own. I'm not quite certain there, but he kind of just came right back down into him. Here, let's try to get on board with the 54 here. We're riding on board with the 54, exit at 1 and 2, just behind Jurgensen and de Blasio. And what happened there is the 54 he didn't follow up all the way to the wall, and the 24, yeah, got hooked just a little bit there. And very, very lucky that there was not more cars involved in that one.
Yeah, he definitely did a good job. As everybody does come back down pit road once again. It's a good thing they don't have a tire limit on this.
No kidding.
Like de Blasio is going to stay out. Wonder what he's thinking on that.
I don't think he's led a lap yet, as we're going to pull up the results here. Adam de Blasio, he does have a lap led, so yeah, not quite sure there.
Well, he's only got 8 laps on that stint, but he's definitely got some damage. So, I mean, I think I would have come down and tried to get some of that repaired.
Yeah, no, absolutely. David, could you do me a favor, drop down to Back Porch Racing and see if Adam de Blasio is willing to speak with us? I'm not sure.
Sure.
You know, once a driver's been involved in an incident, sometimes they want to talk, sometimes they don't. Now looking back here, we do have John Mullins, who ended up taking 2 tires. He will be the first car off of pit road. Way Hustad, everyone else behind him, just about, besides Ryan Hesgard, took 4.
He's there.
Adam, you got a copy, sir?
I do.
Well, we spoke with you at the beginning of the race, and you know one of the keys to the race was saving your right front. What we failed to mention was also saving the rest of your car, which we have it doesn't seem like has gone quite as well as you have wanted. Can you kind of go through those couple of incidences that you were involved in and kind of let us know, you know, in your opinion, what happened there?
Yeah, it seems like this 24 DuPont Chevrolet is a little bit of a magnet when it comes to getting tagged. But that first save was pretty awesome, in my opinion. Didn't hit anything. And second one, I think I hit the backstretch wall. I can't remember. But very minimum damage, if any at all. That first run was really fun with Honeycutt. We were dueling, and he was actually, I could see him burning up his right front, and I was doing a whole lot better than him. And then that other run before the contact between Theodore and the 7 or the 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
The 00 and Gabriel and I were running down Wade and Honeycutt 10th a lap, and at that point I was 4th, so 12th to 4th on that run was pretty fun. But all in all, I'm doing this for fun. It's been a fun race besides those 2 incidents, but
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it looked like you just got taken out twice, to be honest, which is much different from Las Vegas, where it kind of seems like you almost came up on Matthew Kleinschmidt. But David, you said you had something for Adam here?
Yeah, I mean, if that DuPont number 24 Chevrolet's not working out for you, maybe you can grab the old Jimmy Spencer Target car and just let everybody know that you're a target out there.
Yeah, that would probably help out the cause a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what really probably helped out the cause is if you look at my qualifying lap, it was a .666.
Oh,
so,
see, we didn't
not
know that.
saying anything, but
well, we'll let you.
We were all thinking that it would be a bad omen.
But before I let you go here, we do have the one to go. Do you plan on competing in DRL in February once our full season starts? And if so, do you plan on running in the our top split, our top series in the A car?
What nights are the races?
It'd probably be Tuesday night.
I'll have to think about it. I love the Cup car. That's my bread and butter. That's what I'm really good at,
Sure.
in my opinion.
Right.
So I would have to think about it, but having fun right now, so we'll see.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll let you go, Adam. Hopefully you have a good rest of the race, and good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And that was Adam de Blasio, again, not having great luck, and now we know why. 666, David. Can't argue with that.
I got no argument on that one, but my lucky number is 13, and my favorite color is black, so
right.
I don't know. I like black cats, and they cross my path all the time. Maybe that's why I don't have any good luck in the Cup Series.
Who knows? Well, we do have 20 to go here. Adam de Blasio is going to take us to green. John Mullins, Wade Hustad, Carl Dotson, Eric Johnson, Ryan Hesgaard will be just behind him.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a quick yellow right here because somebody's getting ready to get drilled.
Yeah, the intensity is certainly turned up here a little bit as the pace car is off, and Adam de Blasio is gone.
20 laps this time by.
And we'll see what this
is doing really. There's 3 wide back here with Mullins, Eric Johnson, and Carl Dodson.
Yeah, we see that Mullins took 2 tires. We'll see how long that pays off. We saw it pay off for a couple of drivers like Eric Johnson here, but Wade Hustad onto the inside here of Adam de Blasio. Adam de Blasio might find out here in a second that damage that he has is a lot more substantial than what he thought.
Yeah, he's getting ready to sink like a rock.
Yeah, Eric Johnson is actually pushing John Mullins into 1 and 2 here. We saw last week that didn't turn out as Bill Edwards actually ended up spinning somebody, pushing him down the front stretch. These bumpers don't match up well, but they get out of it here. 3 wide still between Chris James, Adam de Blasio, Carl Dotson all the way down here on the inside. Caden Honeycutt on the outside.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, wow. That was close. I just knew Carl Dotson was going to come up and Honeycutt was going to drill him.
Honeycutt does look to the inside here. Her Hesgaard looks to the inside of Blasio, and I think Adam is, again, starting to figure out that aero damage that he has is definitely not going to help him for the rest of this race, and they are 3 wide behind him even. PJ O'Leary slides up just a little bit. I thought he was going to get him. I thought Adam de Blasio was going to get the trifecta of being taken out here.
Well, he definitely needs to put a target on that car if he's going to keep getting into situations like that. But, you know, I'm still looking at this battle between Carl Dodson, Chris James, and Mullins. They just all trying to get around Mullins. and Honeycutt is now taking it 3 wide on the apron, backside of it. Wow. I mean, this is a close battle, and Hesgaard's just sitting back there going, man, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, Hesgaard does have just a little bit of damage here. Not much, but a little bit. Oh, Thomas Harmon.
Contact.
He's going to go try to take it 3 wide here. And these guys are racing like it's 5 to go. As Hesgaard's going to split these 2 drivers on the exit of 3 and 4 here and try to get himself a position. John Mullins starting to drop here. It looks like John Mullins actually has a little bit of damage maybe there on the front of that vehicle.
Very minimal damage on the front of that vehicle.
And meanwhile, up front, Wade Hustad is leading Eric Johnson by just about a second here, but we are going to keep our eyes on this battle, you know, for just outside the top 5 as John Mullins is trying to take one of those positions back as he is inside of Thomas Harmon now. And just in front of him, Hesgaard all over Chris James here.
Hesgaard knows it's time to go. It's got less than 15 laps to go in this race. You got to do something. You got to make something happen.
And Carl Dotson is doing a very incredible job up front. He was one of those cars that took 2 tires, but because of that last yellow, he was able to pit with the leaders and take 4. So that paid off perfectly for him. Caden Honeycutt fighting him on the inside for a top 3 position.
Well, you know Honeycutt's going to do everything he can to get to the front. That's for sure. And I'm surprised that Eric Johnson is able to stay up as well as he's doing right now. I don't believe he's got any damage at all. So.
And Carl Johnson crosses over on Honeycutt here. Again, this is the battle for 3rd.
And just to let you know, Eric Johnson does not have any damage. But these 2 gentlemen are coming for him. Oh, Honeycutt in the wall. Hard.
We saw the sparks fly just as I changed camera views. Honeycutt did get into the wall there, fighting with Carl Dotson.
Got some major right side damage.
Now, when we go to Dover next week, when you get a little bit of damage, it may not be quite as bad. But here, Caden Honeycutt is a top-tier driver. John Mullins, oh! I thought he was about to get turned there.
Well, it ain't over yet. I mean, you got the 83 of Nicholas Lovell. He is trying to get around him. He's looking to the out. Oh, we got a yellow. Nielsen is involved in that.
Austin Nielsen, that'll be the second time in this race that he's been involved in some sort of contact. I'm trying to bring you this replay here now.
Looks like a 3 wide. Oh, barely gets touched by Edwards. I think it's got a little bit more than net code there. I mean, he does make contact with him, but it looked to me like he was already breaking loose.
Yeah, we're watching now. Bill Edwards gets a huge run heading into 1 and 2 here. Go. Yeah, he's fighting P.J. O'Leary there. And Edwards, yeah, kind of going to have to say it. Edwards kind of tagged him there a little bit on exit. It looks like he was trying to do a little bit of a later apex where the 71 was just already there. Single car spin, though, nobody else involved, luckily.
And I don't know how he got rear end damage, but Edwards has got rear end damage. Oh, he already had it. Okay.
Well, with that being, I think that's our 5th caution of the day here. As these guys are making their final pits, we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break here and bring you back the last stint of the Michigan 75 here on DRL TV.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back again. Just a reminder, if you like DRL TV, I do apologize for the almost excessive commercial breaks, having a little bit of technical difficulty on my end, of course, trying my best to bring you the best racing that we can give. But again, if you like DRL TV, this is the A split. We'll be here again tomorrow. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and that way each and every time we take a broadcast live, which we do very often, you'll be able to get a notification. You'll be able to join right up and watch awesome racing every week, 4 times a week. And here we are with just about 10 to go here. And,
well, you have to hit the bell down there.
Yeah, of course.
Not just subscribing will definitely let you know when we've had a broadcast, but if you hit the bell down there, it will automatically pull it up for you when you're on the internet.
Well, with just inside 10 to go, Carl Dotson, Bill Edwards decide to stay out. Wade Hustad and Caden Honeycutt will be just behind them. And obviously, these two, especially Wade, has been the class of the field. Thomas Harmon will be rounding out the top 5. So David, what do you think?
I don't know.
What do you think we're going to get here?
I think with 8 laps to go, this thing may finish under yellow because there's going to be some aggressive moving going on here with this last restart. I mean, we have had 5 cautions so far, and when this thing goes back green, it will be for, I think, 18 or 19 caution flag laps, which is not too bad for a 75-lap race, but you're still looking at almost 25% of this race being ran under yellow, which is something that I did not believe would happen here tonight.
No, and we kind of anticipated Las Vegas last week would kind of be the same thing. It'd be they'd be able to get stretched out pretty quick, but the racing here, it seems, especially in this car, it keeps them kind of in a pack. But the B split last week, which unfortunately was not able to be broadcasted, just a different set of different drivers with a different mentality. I'm not sure, but they didn't have as many cautions as the A split did. So tomorrow we're
the B split. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the B split was all my fault. Like I said, computer just got hacked, so I had to wipe everything out. Couldn't get back in time.
Oh, it's fine. It happens, but I mean, hopefully we're able to bring you that tomorrow, and if not,
we'll bring it.
Either way, we're just about set to go green here with 8 laps to go. I mean, we've got 2 cars up there that stayed out, and we've got 2 cars behind them with lots of speed. And Caden Honeycutt has still has that right side damage. A lot of variables this time as we are heading on the backstretch here.
Out of the top 4 drivers, Wade Hustad is the only one that does not have damage.
And that's not surprising, considering Wade Hustad is our champion. So,
we all know what happened. The last time he was put in this situation, he got hooked on the restart. So let's just hope and pray that they get everything going and we get a green flag finish. Look at old Hesgard up there. He's been battling back, currently riding around.
Yeah, Hesgard's been all over the map as we were just about to go green here. Carl Dotson will bring him down, and he is off. Bill Edwards doesn't get an incredible start. Caden Honeycutt. He's going to take a 3 wide here.
Oh, no.
Thomas Harmon is just inside of him. And Carl Dotson is your leader. Wade Hustad is the second, but they are 3 wide behind him. Now they go to 2 wide here.
Honeycutt making a move on the outside of Wade. It's not going to work. Had to back out of it. Contact. 3 wide again. This is unbelievable. Look at the run that Harmon gets.
Yeah, Harmon gets to the inside of Honeycutt, who kind of had to save it there on the backstretch. And on a momentum-based track here, that's going to be huge as Hustad gets to the outside. He's going to try to do that late apex. He's going to cross over on Carl, and he's going to get to his inside here on exit. And Carl gives him plenty of room here. Wade Hustad, he is your new leader. And just behind him, 3 wide, Honeycutt.
They are so tight right there. I think the 00 is just going to try to figure out which line to get in there.
Still plenty of time left here pending a caution, but, you know, we still have, you know, we've still got 10 miles to go here. Wade Hustad is your new leader as he crosses the start-finish line. Just behind him, Thomas Harmon now in second.
Traffic. Who was that? The 8 of P.J. O'Leary going through the grass back here. Him and John Mullins make contact.
We keep our eyes fixated on this battle here for the top position. Wade Hustad, he is out to a 0.2 of a second lead over Thomas Harmon, Caden Honeycutt, and behind him, side by side, Eric Johnson and Gabriel Wood, fighting for that last position in the top 5 there.
You didn't miss much with the Mullins and O'Leary. They made contact, both went to the grass, kept it, got back on the track. So yeah, they were 3 wide back there. Everybody racing for the same real estate.
I tell you what, though, the second half of this race, Eric Johnson has had a great run. I mean, he's now he's passed Caden Honeycutt now for the 3rd position. Sets his sights on Thomas Harmon as these top three cars are all separated by, you know, 0.2 of a second here with 4 laps to go.
You know, at this rate, Eric Johnson may take over Thomas Harmon. I mean, he just gets that good run coming off, as you can see right there.
Yeah, Caden Honeycutt loses another position. He just has too much damage to compete. We saw that with Adam de Blasio. So Gabriel Wood takes over 4th. Caden Honeycutt is your 5th place driver. He will be hunted down by Ryan Hesgaard, but for right now, Wade Hustad, his lead has not grown, his lead has not lessened, but Eric Johnson and Thomas Harmon, they're set to do battle here in probably just a lap or two, perhaps.
Right now.
With 3 laps to go.
Eric is just using that draft. He's going to suck up to him coming off right here, and I believe you're going to see him make that inside cut.
And Thomas Harmon is holding on strong as, yeah, they've not really lost touch with Wade just yet. He did pull off just about another 10th there.
That's that draft coming into play with Johnson all over the back end of Harmon.
2 laps to go, David. We've got Wade Hustad, Thomas Harmon, Eric Johnson, Gabriel Wood, Caden Honeycutt, Michael Seal, Ryan Hesgaard, and John Theodore. And that is your race.
Gonna be Spencer Tart's involved. Jurgensen's involved.
We are watching this battle now. Spencer Tart to the inside of Carl Dotson. Jurgensen to the outside. Oh, he just kind of...
No, it looked like Spencer come up on him a little bit to me. I don't know.
We'll watch it again here.
Maybe you can get a different view of it.
We are trying... It looks like Jurgensen tried to come down, maybe tried to get some side draft. And either way, we'll try to get one more view of that to see if there was any net code involved. But that's your race, people. That is Wade Hustad, Thomas Harmon, Eric Johnson. But this is the cause of it right here. Looking, and looks like just Eric Jurgensen just dips down just a little bit, gathers Spencer Tart, and adds to his already frustrating race. As he, he was already involved in a unfortunate incident.
I went back, looked at it the way you was looking at it, and yeah, that was all on Jurgensen right there. As Wade Hustad is going to take this final lap, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to have a winner. I swear we need to get some kind of betting system going on. I could make quite a bit of money predicting these races.
Well, it's pretty easy when Wade Hustad's involved, but we've got, I tell you what, I would not have guessed Thomas Harmon, Eric Johnson, second and third, and a great finish by those drivers here, as we will interview our top 5 positions here. Again, great finish by Wade Hustad, restarting third in that last restart, and I was able to get through them. Did an excellent crossover on Carl Dotson there, and just set sail as Thomas Harmon and Eric Johnson battled it out behind him.
Who we starting with, Honeycutt or Wade?
Let's work with fifth and work our way up here as we we'll watch Wade Hustad celebrate and burn it down. We will be interviewing our top 5 guys here. And there he is, Wade Hustad, his first victory here of 2019. Sets the new year right, my man.
Yes, he did. Happy New Year. I forgot about that, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go with Honeycutt.
Terrible.
Hey, Caden Honeycutt, this is the DRL TV booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, this is Getty and David up here. You had the speed. It seemed like you just got a little bit of damage from some of the racing. Some of the racing that you were doing. Especially on that last restart, you dropped a bit. Otherwise, at the end of the day, you still got a top 5 finish. Tell us about your race.
The race it was good at the start of it. You are leading some laps, and then I think that the car handled better in a draft, and it felt very weird to me. So I was trying to run second most of that race, and then when the caution flew out, and I don't know what was wrong with my pit crew or something, but I got so far behind on pits. So I think at one time I dropped from second to almost 10th, and then that's when it started falling cautions. And then when we started pitting, I kept losing spots, and it was just a tough time. And then I had that damage, and then I had some issues on my end. My brake pedal would start glitching, and then down the middle of a straightaway, it would hit the brake pedal. So every time I'd slow down on straightaway, but nonetheless, that was pretty fun. I had a good time.
Well, considering how aero-sensitive this track is, for you to finish top 5 in what I would consider not that pretty of a car, man, it's a huge shout out to your skill level. Also, I see on your paint job you've got 1,000 followers, so congratulations on that as well. Is there any shout outs that you want to give before we let you go?
Thank you guys for making such a great league for us, for doing all these different types of Winter Oval Pro Series. We appreciate that very much.
Is that Harmon, the 1,000 followers?
Nope, that's Caden Honeycutt.
It's John Theodore's.
Okay.
His first time he hit $1,000 followers on Twitch. And
awesome.
I supported him tonight.
Awesome. Well, Caden, it was great to talk to you. I know you had a success Sunday night in the Pro Series, and if you have any, again, you did your shout-outs, but if you have any motivation to run next Sunday or next Tuesday when we hit Dover, we will see you then.
Oh, we're at Dover next week. Oh, that's going to be a blast. I'm going to have fun with that. And wherever we are for the Pro Series Sunday.
The bull ring.
I'll be trying. Oh, yeah. Yes. All right. I will definitely be back next week, guys.
All right, Caden. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, that was Caden Honeycutt, our 5th place finisher. And we move on to Gabriel Wood. Gabe Wood, you have a copy, sir.
Gotcha.
Well, congratulations. I believe this is your first race in DRL. Am I wrong?
Nope. No, you're correct. I did some spotting for John at the end of the Cup Series, but yeah, this is my first time racing this.
Well, congratulations on a top 5. You were near the front all day. You ran a nice, it seemed anyway, you ran a nice conservative race. You didn't really get into any issues there. If I'm wrong, of course, you are more than welcome to correct me. But how did your race go overall? How was Michigan in this car?
It was fun. It was a blast. You could actually race people. Where I found my success was passing people on the outside coming off of 4. You'd be able to get the run, and they wouldn't think about it. They'd duck down to the inside of the racetrack, and you'd still have that run, and you'd be able to get to the outside of them. And it was just a blast of a setup to run, and it was awesome. Ran a pretty clean race. Just frustrating every time we'd get up in the top 5. I was at second at one point, and then missed a shift from second to third, and then
yeah, we saw that on the restart. Yep.
Yeah, I pulled up to the outside to gain my speed back up. I was not going to wreck everybody behind me because of my stupidity. So I was glad I did that. It was fun. It just every time I get stuck back there, I finally on the last restart took 2 tires and it worked out.
Awesome. Well, hey, actually, surprisingly, 2-tire stops your work tonight, which I didn't think would happen, but something to keep in mind for tomorrow when I race, that's for sure. Well, your first time here on DRL TV, why don't you give us your shout-outs here, buddy?
Couple of quick things. John Theodore was racing with him. Gonna have to look back and look at the names here because I just called them by their first names the entire race. Give me a second here. Michael Seal, John Theodore said, Adam DiBelasio, we'll butcher that one a couple times, and Nathan Jurgensen. They were all in the private channel. They were helping us, helping me out. I was helping them out. Kind of found the secret to this track about 15 minutes before the end of the session, so everybody kind of gained speed at the end of that, and we saw that Adam was able to get the pole. Quick shout out to the Double H Ranch. It's on the hood of my car. It's our sponsor sometimes in the ARCA Racing Series for the team that I work for, and I'm doing a little charity thing. I did it last year. I'm going to do it again this year. Half of all the winnings that I get for every league race, and iRacing credits for racing official stuff, I'm going to donate half of it in cash form to the Double H Ranch. It's a children's charity, so I want to give them a shout out. They're a great charity up in the New York area.
Cool.
Well, we're looking at your car right now. We see the emblem. Is there a way to contact, or is there a way that if anyone watching wanted to donate, they could?
Just doublehranch.com. They have a link set up right on the webpage. You're able to donate. You can donate however much you want, but everything's appreciated. You might see the car in Daytona this year. I don't know. We're working out the details for the driver, Ed Pompa. He actually has a pretty cool deal where he doesn't get any money from the sponsors on the side of the car. This is actually his car that he ran a couple years ago, the paint scheme. All the sponsors on the side of the car, they donate money to the charity, and he puts them on the car, and he pays for the car out of his own pocket. So he does a pretty good deal in ARCA.
Awesome. Well, that's you got a lot of stuff going on, my man. That's awesome to hear, and it's great to see that you're proactive towards a good cause there. So,
looking forward to maybe racing the guy that I beat tonight. Looking forward to working with him next year, maybe if Honeycutt gets another ride next year. I beat him. I don't need to do anything else for the rest of the year. I beat him.
So, so you actually race for real?
I'm a crew member in ARCA.
Okay, 10-4.
Well, Gabe, it's a pleasure to have you here in DRL. It's a pleasure to have you here at DRL TV speaking with us. Hopefully we see more of you going forward. Congratulations on your top 5, and hopefully we see you next week at Dover.
All right, thanks, guys.
And that was Gabe Wood, our 4th place driver. As you mentioned, he beat Caden Honeycutt, so all of 2019, he's good to go. That's what he said.
Crew chief, being on a crew member for a team, I mean, that's some hard work. I did it, and it's definitely some hard work, as we got Eric Johnson in here, our 3rd place finisher.
Eric Johnson, you have a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you guys. How's it going?
Good. Hey, welcome back. After a little bit of an absence from DRL, you come back and you storm your way up to a top 3 position. Early on, we didn't really see too much audio, but the second half of that race, you really came on strong. What was your secret?
Yeah, I was just not wasting my stuff, and just want to see how everybody was driving, and hopefully the cautions came out my way, and I think they did, except for that last one.
No, I mean, you were coming on strong. You had a great battle with Thomas Harmon and all those guys there on that last restart, man. As I mentioned before, it's good to have you back, and it's good to see you get another top 3 here, man. So you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Not just you guys and everybody with DRL keeping this league going. It's a fun place to race, and just keep it up. Keep it up.
Awesome, Eric. Well, hopefully we see you next week at Dover, and more importantly, hopefully we just see you more frequently, just in general. It's good to have you back, and congratulations on a great race, man.
Yeah, I got to start racing some more. Took a break there from everything, so hopefully be back.
Awesome, Eric. Well, again, it's good to see you, and congratulations on that top 3.
All right, have a good night.
That was Eric Johnson. We will be bringing in. Will we be bringing in Thomas Harmon? Oh, he's already here. Thomas Harmon, you got a copy, sir.
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
Well, as we were just talking to Eric Johnson, the same thing could be said for you, really. At the beginning of the race, you were kind of back there elsewhere, and then right on the second half of that race, you started working your way towards the front, and you almost had something there for Wade. So, I mean, you go from being a top 10 driver to a top 2. Tell us about your race.
A lot of 3 wide, and wasn't by design, but I'd get the runs at awkward times, and I'd have to take it and stall out, and that's what a lot of me getting stuck in the back was trying to fight those runs and lose the momentum and back and forth. And but once I started getting up there where the cars were a little bit quicker and harder to pass, I can get those runs and not have to worry about getting bogged down as much, and it just kind of made it easier for me to pass. Wade not so much, but the other guys were a bit easier.
Well,
yeah, it was fun.
You still got that bunny on that car, so you're still going, I see.
Yeah, it's got the target on the rear too, so.
Well, Thomas,
I didn't even see that.
Thomas, I mean, you come here. You had a not great race at Las Vegas, if I remember correctly, but you're able to overcome. You get a great second place spot, a huge points day. I expect we'll see you next week at Dover. Anything that you're looking forward to there?
Dover.
Sure. Sure.
I'd have to put it in Bristol on about the same level as far as my excitement goes racing at those tracks.
Sure.
So you're saying you're looking forward to hitting the wall. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Don't hit the wall.
Okay. To somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Thomas, it's great to talk to you again, and it's great to see you get that top 2 position. Real quick, man, why don't you give your shout-outs here if you can?
It's been a while since I did this. I have to remember everybody. Shout out to the S2R for allowing me to run with them, helping on the restarts and everything there. All the fans that come out and watch and are loyal to us every week. You guys up in the booth for showcasing us to everybody. All the admins and DRL for allowing us to put on the show and giving us a fun time every week, even during the NASCAR off weeks. And no Avro on this car, so we'll have to see about next time.
10-4.
Awesome, Thomas. Well, hopefully we see you next week. Hopefully we're interviewing you as you get another top 3, top 5 positions. So good luck next week.
So.
Yep, good luck next week, and we'll see you around, my man.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Move him back down to S2 iRacing and move in our race winner, Mr. Wade Hustad.
Hey,
Wade, you got a
guys.
copy, sir? Yeah, awesome, man.
Sure do.
Those restarts, you never really found yourself really starting the restarts where you wanted, but you were able to make your way through traffic very well, especially considering most of the time you were passed by cars on pit road with 0 or 2 tires. But you clawed your way through the field pretty well because you didn't start as great as I imagine you would have wanted. But you made your way through the field really well and ended up just tearing it up there, man. So tell us about your race.
Yeah, we qualified pretty bad. Overall, with my racecraft, I felt we'd be okay. Pit road, for some reason, I haven't had it all last year, so maybe 2019 will be a little different, but we gained positions on pit road except for those no tire and 2 tire guys. So I was pretty happy with that, but I was hoping we could go a little bit longer as far as a green flag run. Once we kind of got a stretch there, we all got in rhythm, and I think I was able to pull away, but minus a couple shaky restarts with some people lifting and going 3 wide a couple times. Just looking in the rearview mirror, there's a lot of action going on back there, and To see Tom come all the way from the back to the front was pretty cool, especially to get second. But it, you know, we have a lot more competition now in this winter series, and you know, these guys, Adam, Nicholas, Brian, at De Blasio is the other one. We have Brian Kaufman. There's a bunch of guys that have come in, and it's actually quite exciting to see the field that we had tonight. So I'm hoping some of this carries into next year, and they can learn the DRL way with just the respect other people have towards each other. And 2019 should be a pretty fun year.
No, you're absolutely right. To see the caliber of drivers, you know, the strength of field here tonight was out of this world. It was really great. So, you know, next week you head to Dover. Is that a track that you are pretty familiar with, that you have success at, or not so much?
You know, I like Dover. I've only done the A car last year. I think I did the trucks as well. Haven't done the Can-Am car. This is still new to me. I don't practice or anything. Been busy the last couple weeks, but we should be all right at Dover. It's a fun track. You know, it's definitely racy. Eats up those tires.
Awesome. Well, if you want, Wade, why don't you give some shout outs here if you can, if you and just...
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Ryan and S2R just for sharing that chat room and just conversing back and forth outside iRacing as well. It's pretty fun. It's definitely great to see Eric Johnson back as well. Haven't seen him for a while. And Gabriel Wood, I just wanted to say thanks to him for joining the league. And it's great racing with him so far this race. I think it's the first race I've seen him in. But we look forward to a good year this 2019. We started the first day off in 2019, right? So we just got to keep doing that next year. And I just want to dedicate this race win to my mom and my stepdad. We lost my stepdad last weekend.
Oh, Lord.
And it's been a really long week, but, you know, overall we've been a family, and it's just made us stronger. And, you know, life is fragile. And on top of that, you know, I'm left with my memories and also things I've carried away from him. He's taught me a lot, and all I can do is hopefully carry on his legacy and be there for my mom for the upcoming years.
No, that's awesome. It's also nice to be able to, you know, put aside a rough week for an hour or two and come out here and enjoy racing. You know, that's kind of, that's a really, I guess for me, you know, being able to come out and race and it just let loose there for a little bit, you know, that's awesome. And I'm, you know, glad that you dedicated that to your stepdad. Of course, we're sorry for your loss as well, Wade. So, never good to hear, you know, someone have go through that type of turmoil, but hopefully you're able to go through it well and overcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like anything in life, you learn from every piece of experience that you get throughout life. And, you know, I've been blessed. You know, I have my mom, my brother, and my sister, everyone in our family that's there to help, you know, my mom grieve and everything. But overall, I mean, we're going to grow stronger and be better people coming out in 2019.
Got one question for you, Wade.
Shoot.
You get that trophy yet?
Yeah, it was in a box when we got home, you know, a day or two ago. And that thing actually is pretty sweet. I opened it up with our 5-year-old, and she was pretty pumped to open up and see another.
Wow. That's great. I'm just glad everybody got it. Got to confirm with, can't think of his name now. Grand National winner.
Clay Phillips?
Clay Phillips, yeah. I haven't confirmed with him. I mean,
no, I didn't get a chance to message you, David, but thank you very much. That thing is awesome, and it's an honor to get one of those.
Well, I'm going to try to continue it as long as I'm with DRL. But again, congratulations on that win, and congratulations on the win tonight. Look forward to seeing you back in 2019 here when we start back up in February. But yeah, it's great pleasure for me to do that for you this league, and I just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to get a little something out of it. So again, congratulations on that. And I have one other quick question, but it's going to slip my mind right now. I'm so old I can't remember anything, but maybe I'll figure it out and ask you later on.
That'll work, guys.
Well, hopefully you can ask him next week, assuming that he's interviewed at the end of a race for a good finish. How's that?
Well, that might work.
Well, Wade, we appreciate your time, and again, we're sorry for your loss, but if I know you the way I do, you'll be able to overcome and come out stronger. And of course, obviously, side note, congratulations on your win and starting off 2019 the right way.
Thank you, guys. This is going to be a long year again, but it's a lot of fun and looking forward to all the races we have.
Awesome, Wade. Well, we will see you next week, sir.
Take care.
Yes, sir.
That was Wade Hustad. He is again our champion of our top split in the A cars. Comes out here tonight and wastes no time in especially after that rough week that he had last week at Las Vegas, wastes no time in reasserting himself as the driver to beat. Again, the strength of field here tonight was outstanding. It's great to see these guys come out here and do their thing. But again, this has been the Michigan 75. Tomorrow night will be the Michigan 75 again with our B split. It'll include drivers like myself, admins Tater Bowman, Ryan Branch, Martin Wenzel, all names that we know, Richard Springer. So it'll be another hard-fought race tomorrow, and David will be bringing that to you live. Also next week we have Dover for both splits, and we also next Monday night we resume the road, our winter road series at the New Hampshire Road Course. So in the Skip Barber series, David, do you have any closing statements?
I think this was an awesome race. I mean, for what we had, I think it was a really good race. We only had 6 cautions, 21 laps. Track temperature started out at 101. We ended up somewhere around 96, so not too bad of a night here. I just look forward to tomorrow night. I believe we're going to get more of the same. I don't believe we'll have as many cautions, but, then again, I've not been right on that so far. I keep saying we're going to get a green flag run, but we ain't quite got it yet.
Right. Well, tomorrow night, hopefully we can do our best to, get that for you. But otherwise, this has been DRL TV. I want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in and watching these incredible competitors go around this 2-mile, very, very, very fast track. And we will do it again tomorrow night, David. And with that being said, we appreciate it, and we will see you tomorrow night. This has been DRL TV. I'm Getty Buckner with David Wellborn. See you next time.